Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you are enjoying the content in our channel, don't forget to like our videos and go ahead and subscribe. Normally I don't delve too heavily into the American comic side of everything. I'm a pretty big manga guy, usually stay in that realm. But this whole Metal story arc, I guess the Dark Knights arc, is extremely intriguing, so I figured I would pick it up, check it out, and wow. I'm blown away because this stuff is good and it gets crazy quick. So this week we're going to be covering Batman the Red Death, one of the Metal tie-ins introducing us to this new iteration of Batman named the Red Death. Now we open up the comic actually with an explanation from an unnamed source of what exactly the Dark Multiverse is. From what the narrator says, it's a multiverse that exists underneath our own. Every fear you have, every bad decision, bad thing that happens, breaks off and creates a broken world, a nightmare world, something that's not supposed to exist and that is doomed to perish. We open up in Central City with the Flash taking on an unnamed opponent. He's remarking to him, it's pretty easy to figure out who it is, but, Barry says, "You're the smartest person I know. We should not be fighting. Central City is coming to pieces. Let's do something to stop this before it's too late." Enter Bruce Wayne. It's the classic Bruce Wayne that we know, but he's wielding the weapons of the rogues, some of Barry's oldest villains. Now, Barry even says to him, "I don't really understand what you're trying to do. You're using the weapons of people I defeat all the time who created these weapons. What makes you think you can use them to stop me better than they could?" He forgets he's dealing with Bruce Wayne, a man with a lot of money who has a lot better toys than the rogues could ever hope for. A battle ensues after that, involving Flash fighting Batman in sort of like a battle super armored tank. Battle doesn't really go anywhere. It's a stalemate of sorts. So Bruce removes himself from the tank to talk to Barry and, see if he can appeal to his senses, Now, as the Flash and Batman engage in battle, you get a pretty cool conversation between them, explaining events that have occurred in this universe. This is a broken Bruce. He did all the things that our Bruce has done. He trained in all the martial arts and all the magics and sciences to become, this unstoppable Batman who could stop evil and bring peace to Gotham. Well, this Gotham did not treat him very nicely, and he reveals that Jason, Tim, Dick, and Damian are all dead. Gotham took them from him, and he, as he is aging, is not capable of restoring peace to the city that he loves. He needs the Speed Force to do that. Now, Barry Allen has done that, he's been down this road before. He has tried to change the past. He has tried to stop all these things and be in all these places at one time. He tells Bruce that that's not a solution. It's not going to work. It only makes things worse, Bruce. You've got to stop. And Barry attacks Bruce, blows him away, which kind of, gives Barry a moment to try and talk sense into Bruce, because Bruce is distraught. This is a very broken version of the Bruce Wayne that we know. And he uses Barry's compassion against him. The moment Barry gets close enough to put his hand on Bruce's back, Bruce uses that movement against Barry and injects him with the same the same chemical that Victor Freeze uses to keep his wife, alive in that frozen stasis. Bruce knows that though the Flash is frozen with a metabolism like his, this isn't going to last very long. But he doesn't need very long. Without the ability, to speed around like he does, Barry's just a regular guy, and Bruce can handle regular people. So he proceeds to knock out Flash. That right here, that is the end of all the normal things that we come to expect from these comics. Here's where things get going. So we fade to black for a moment. We actually open up with Barry slowly starting to, gain consciousness again. Batman KO'd him. He doesn't know what really happened after that, but he's about to find out. Because Batman has taken the design of the cosmic treadmill and incorporated that into his Batmobile. So essentially, with the Flash tied down to his Batmobile, he has become the battery that Bruce will use in his Batmobile to channel the Speed Force. He is forcing this, though. And Barry remarks to him that Bruce, you can't do this. That's not how the Speed Force works. It's going to rip us completely apart. But that's what Bruce wants. So you have this really awesome looking panel where Barry and Bruce are conversing, Bruce is trying to tell him, Barry, it's okay. We can save the world now. We may merge, but this is for the better. With your Speed Force and my mind, we can finally put a stop to this. Barry the entire time is pleading with Bruce, please don't do this. You can't give up like this. This is everything that you said you wouldn't be. And during this conversation, it gets brighter and brighter, and they're actually starting to, dissolve nearly. Their skin's starting to disappear. Their bones are, their bones are disintegrating. Both of their bodies are gone. We open up with a Gotham City that's gone to complete hell. The villains are running rampant. Crime has taken over. Ever since this red sky has appeared, nothing good has happened. Now, amid all this chaos, you have two, civilians, innocent people, trying to make it through this insanity and escape from the downtown of Gotham City before they get killed. Well, too bad for them. This is actually where the Scarecrow is at. Before Scarecrow, eliminates these two innocent people, he is completely torn in half by this new fused version of Bruce and Barry called the Red Death. I mean, Scarecrow he's dead. There's no way he's alive. His legs are still standing while the upper half of his body is flying through the air. Now, that's all about as cool as anything can be. But it's really not even the best part of this page. What's actually the best part of this page is the conversation that's going on in Bruce's mind. Now, Bruce is saying, my name is Bruce Wayne. These classic Batman things. I am vengeance. I'm justice. I am Batman, the Red Death. Underneath all of this, though, there's a voice talking to Bruce, begging him to stop. Please, don't do this. Please. So what happened is that both of them didn't die in the Speed Force. Instead, their two bodies, their two consciousness became one, with Bruce being the dominant personality in this relationship, but Barry is not gone. He's witness to everything that Bruce is doing, and he's none too pleased about it. He's watching the descent of one of his best friends through his own eyes. And it doesn't take him very long to kill every villain that Batman has ever faced in an instant, nearly. You have Penguin dead in the water. You have the Riddler strung up on one of his own question marks. The Man Bat just torn apart by Batman. Scarecrow's body and remains laying on the ground. But there's an event that even this version of Batman can't stop. The world is still coming to pieces. This is in the dark multiverse. This world is meant to end, and there's nothing that this Bruce can do about it, and he knows that. But remember that disembodied voice explaining what's going on in the multiverse makes another appearance. He reaches out to the Red Death and lets him know your world's destiny was to perish. Nothing you ever could have done, no amount of power you ever could have sought or attained was going to stop this. It's essentially this world's fate. But he tells him of another multiverse that exists above theirs, of worlds that aren't meant to die. They're meant to keep going as long as they can and live out these long lives with people on them and good and bad. And it's a heaven nearly compared to this horrible, horrible place. This intrigues Bruce. His world may be dead, but this entity is offering me a chance to bring back what I've lost. And, in the midst of all this, you actually get a split second where Barry's personality pops out. And he's still begging Bruce, don't listen to him. Obviously, Bruce, this has got to have something bad to it. But, he's lost in his way. It's over for this Bruce. With that, we leave the dark multiverse. We're back in our own Earth Zero. Wally West and Iris are actually, enjoying a day together. They're walking down the street. Everything's pretty normal. They're discussing Barry when, they both look up and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Wally actually asks the question, are these bats? What's going on here? Enter Red Death. He pops in, and what happens is Wally gets caught in the wake of Bruce's Speed Force. Normally when Barry is running, you get that wake where it's lightning, and it runs exactly about the same for each Speed Force user that I've ever seen. But the Red Death's is a little bit different than that. His is in the form of black bats, which, from what we can tell so far, if they touch you or get near you, he can use the Speed Force to just age your body. Iris actually confronts the Red Death. You know, the last person that did this to us didn't make it out alive. Bruce says nothing, but you get a weak voice in the background calling out to Iris. Well, this is Wally West, but he looks to be in his 80s. He's an old man. He can't even access the Speed Force like he used to. His body can't handle it. When Iris goes up to comfort him, to try to protect him, she starts aging as well. You're left now with a Wally West and an Iris that are old men and women. This is when our Barry Allen makes his debut. Normally you would probably think, well, hey, Flash is the best user of the Speed Force there is. He's going to take care of this Speed Force imbued Batman. But that does not happen at all. Before Barry even has the chance to start a fight, the Black Bats surround him. He's caught in the wake of the Red Death, just like Wally was. And the Flash himself starts to age. In an instant, the battle's already over. There's absolutely nothing that Barry can do. He's turning into an old man. He tries to appeal to Bruce. You're my friend. And if there's anything that I can count on, it's that you are a compassionate person. As far as I know, the only thing that saves Barry Allen from dying here is that Dr. Fate's emblem appears behind them, calling out to Barry and taking him into Dr. Fate's realm, saving him from the Red Death. But as the Red Death comments, it's not going to save you for long. He's going to see him again, and he will take him out and replace Central City with the place that he lost. As the evil bat signal enters the red sky, we return to the Batman Who Laughs narrating. And this is where you kind of realize the narrator is the Batman Who Laughs, because he's giving you a speech, a version of a speech that the Joker has given before. And I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, I think it's a really cool speech, and it shows us what's going to be coming in the future. He tells us that it only takes one bad day, one moment that should never happen, and the ground beneath you will crumble. Now I have the 7 most dangerous Batmen that never should have existed to drag you into my hell. One bad day may kill a world, but an entire week will destroy the multiverse. Wow. This is the most brutal Batman I've ever seen in a long time. Right now, I really can't even think with my mind how they would be able to stop this. It doesn't matter who's going after the Red Death. If the Black Bats touch you, you're a useless old man, and he will take you out. We know how overpowered Barry is. Now imagine the mind of Bruce Wayne with all those broken abilities. He could pull a reverse Flash if he wanted, enter the timelines, start messing with anything, change everything. He's nearly unstoppable. And that's just the first one. We still have 6 more to go. And I can't wait for every single one of them, and I bet you can't either. I really hope y'all like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe any of our content. Take it easy.